desire for vengeance came upon her, and for a moment she felt the pain of betrayal and the weight of her own suffering. Out of rage, she laid a curse upon the innocent child. By doing so, she found a great sense of satisfaction in the knowledge that her ex-lover's happiness would forever be battered by the evil she had unleashed upon his family. At least they will both Once upon a time, in an eastern village of Africa, there lived two lovers whose names were Ndoka and Nnenna. Ndoka was a skilled shoemaker, known for his craftsmanship, while Nnenna was a hairdresser in the village. They spent quality time by the river, talking and laughing out their time during their leisures. Time passed and Ndoka promised to marry her and spend the rest of his life by her side. Nnenna was overjoyed and eagerly awaited their wedding day, dreaming of a future filled with love and happiness. But tragedy befell them when Nnenna found out she was with a child. Fearing they were not yet ready for parenthood, Ndoka pressured Nnenna into terminating the pregnancy. Reluctantly, she agreed, hoping to ease his worries and keep their relationship intact. However, the procedure took a toll on Nnenna's health, leaving her with a damaged womb and shattered dreams of motherhood. Nnenna, realizing the damage done, was devastated by the loss, and so she sought solace in the arms of the man she loved. But to her dismay, Ndoka was unable to face the consequences of his actions, and so he abandoned her. Broken-hearted, Nnenna bare it all herself. It was not too long that the tragedy struck Nnenna. Ndoka married another maiden in the village. The villagers who knew about his relationship with Nnenna questioned him about his abrupt end of what they both had. Ndoka's explanation shocked the villagers as he callously revealed that he chose to marry another maiden because he believed Nnenna could no longer bear children due to the damage inflicted on her womb. His words ignited a storm of outrage and disbelief among the people. How could Ndoka discard Nnenna so heartlessly, abandoning her in her time of need and choosing to marry solely based on the ability to bear children? Their friends wondered. Nnenna, who was wounded by Ndoka's betrayal, seeks the support of her family. Ndoka's callous revelation about Nnenna's inability to bear children spread swiftly throughout the village and spoiled her reputation. And men started avoiding her, fearing the perceived burden of a barren wife, while women talked behind her back. Their gossips troubled her already wounded heart. Strangers who came seeking her hand in marriage were met with the harsh truth of her situation. Every suitor who came for her turned away upon learning of her inability to bear children. As their hearts were troubled by the weight of societal expectations and the fear of a future without heirs. And for each rejection, Nnenna was constantly reminded of her perceived inadequacy as a woman. The loneliness of her condition grew worse as hopes for companionship and love dwindled with each passing suitor who walked away. After a short period of time, Ndoka's wife had a baby whom they named Obinna. Nnenna, who had masked her bitterness and resentment that still existed in her heart, visited her ex-lover's home to see the newborn baby. When she got to Ndoka's house, she congratulated them for having a baby. Holding the innocent baby in her arms, she feigned joy and admiration, concealing her true intentions beneath her smiles. As she gazed into the innocent child's eyes, a surge of anger and a desire for vengeance came upon her. And for a moment she felt the pain of betrayal and the weight of her own suffering. Out of rage, she laid a curse upon the innocent child. By doing so, she found a great sense of satisfaction in the knowledge that her ex-lover's happiness would forever be battered by the evil she had unleashed upon his family. At least they will both have to deal with a problem. Unknowing to anyone present, the cause took root into Obinna's faith. From that day forth, a shadow of misfortune followed him. Though the true extent of the cause remained hidden from sight, but will manifest in unforeseen ways when the child had grown older. As the years passed, Nnenna's cause began to manifest and Obinna started to exhibit troubling behaviors. He found himself consumed by impulses he could not control. Despite the love and guidance of his parents, Obinna's actions became increasingly erratic and unprecedented. He developed a pressure to steal. His kleptomania brought shame and despair to his family as they watched helplessly while their son got deeper into the habit. Obinna was treated as an outcast in the community. His name was same as disgrace. Some of the villagers wondered where he had gotten that habit from, while others who were less kind smiled contemptuously, disassociating themselves from the family. Obinna's parents became a shadow of themselves. After they had gone to a witch doctor seeking for solution, the witch doctor told them that Obinna's problem was from their village. Not knowing what to do, decided to send Obinna to stay with his uncle in the city. Thinking by doing so he would be out from the sight of the evil ones as they were told. But things grew worse while he stayed with his uncle in the big city. Neighbors spoke of their missing belongings each time he left their house or shops. And each time Obinna returned to his uncle's house, his pockets would be heavy with stolen things. The accusations grew louder and the suspicions thicker. But Obinna paid no attention to the gossips, for he had become intoxicated by the compulsion. Obinna's sad uncle tried to talk him out of the evil habit, but he disregarded all of his warnings. One fateful day in the big city market, he stole some money from a shop in which he had bought some items from. The curse had blinded him to the consequences of his actions. As he attempted to escape from the unsuspecting vendor, he was caught by another vendor who had been watching. The traders who were enraged by his audacity took justice into their own hands, and out of anger, they pounced on him, beat him mercilessly, and then burned him alive. News of Obinna's tragic demise got to his family. Their world was shattered into a million irreparable pieces. The parents found themselves possessed by the memories of their son's untimely end. And as they lived their lives in the shadow of his tragic fate, their hearts were heavy with the knowledge that they could never undo the mistakes of the past. They mourned not only for the loss of their beloved son, but also for the dreams and hopes that had perished alongside him. When Nnenna got the news, she felt the pain of Obinna's tragic end, and regretting her actions, she decided to honor his memory by living each day with love and forgiveness.